Today we are learning about the fifth of the 7 arguments that Rabbeinu Bachya makes with what he calls the solicitor of security deposits. Now let's first understand something simple in this matter. Why does a person want a security deposit or a collateral in the first place? It's not for the money and it's not for anything else but for peace of mind, right? A person wants to know that I'll be okay, I'll be fine, I'm going to be covered, and I'll be made whole by the fact that this person that I lent money to gave me collateral. And Rabbeinu Bachya says that this person believes that if Hashem gives him enough money, his mind will finally be at rest. He'll have peace of mind. But that belief, Rabbeinu Bachya says, is so flawed that you have to listen to this. Because wealth does not bring peace of mind. And as a matter of fact, Chazal already taught us that there's a concept of Marbeh nechasim, Marbeh. What that means is the more possessions you have, a person has a whole lot more worries. That's what more possessions, more assets brings you. So more money means more responsibility. It means more fear of loss, more anxiety, more things that can go wrong. So Rabbeinu Bachya says, if your plan in the first place is to become financially secure so that you can calmly serve Hashem, you've misunderstood where peace actually comes from. Peace of mind does not come from wealth, does not come from riches. It comes from Bitachon, from trusting in Hashem. And therefore, the demand for security deposits, being a solicitor of security deposit from Hashem, is self-defeating. Even if Hashem gave you everything you asked for, even if He gave you millions of dollars, it still doesn't give you the calm that you're looking for. And that is the fifth argument. You're delaying avodas Hashem in pursuit of peace of mind that money can never, ever provide to you on its own. I'm Ravav, and this is Shaar HaBitachon. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us all here today. Today's shiur should be Le'ilu Nishmas our dear friend Menachem ben Yisrael Yaakov, as well as my dear aunt Rivka Bas Gavriel Tzvi, and for Zaidi, Reb Shmuel ben Yosef Dov HaKohen, and B'schus the Refuah Shalema Bakarov, Meshalem ben Sarachel, and Miriam Bas Sarah. Today, we are on page 384 in the Ora Vigdor for those who are following along. And today we're talking about the fifth argument out of 7 that we make with the solicitor of security deposits. And as we do, what is that solicitor of security deposits? The solicitor of security deposits is the person that you ask him, when are you going to start doing avodas Hashem? And his response is, I don't have time to do avodas Hashem because I first need to provide for myself and my family. I don't have enough money. I need to work to get to that area. And so the solicitor of security deposits, what we're trying to do is change his mindset into him understanding that his mindset is flawed, it's backward, that by him requesting a deposit, right, that's what we call him a solicitor of security deposits, by him requesting a deposit from Hashem, these 7 arguments that we're making with him as to why, and explain to him how his mindset is flawed. And today we're going to be talking about the 5th argument, and that 5th argument is a false sense of security. What is a security deposit if it's not meant for your security? What is the security? So really the security that you're looking for is that peace of mind, right? Someone borrowed money from you. You want to sleep at night knowing that you'll be able to get that back, to recoup that loan. So by the individual giving you a collateral, you have a security deposit, and it's like insurance, right? What's insurance for? It's peace of mind. So now you have peace of mind. What we're going to try to explain over here in the 5th argument is that when Hashem gives you money, it's not going to provide you with what you're looking for, which is that peace of mind. Peace of mind doesn't come by having a lot of money. And he's going to explain that. So let's get into the text over here. And the 5th argument against the person who asks Hashem for security is that when someone takes a pledge, a collateral from his friend, tenuach nafshe b'mishkan, his mind is at ease because he has this collateral. Because he hopes to collect from this collateral, he'll be able to sell it and collect from that. Either keeping it for his own use, right? So maybe he gave him something that he could utilize and it benefits him, or he could just sell it off and recoup the cash that he lent this individual. So Rabbeinu Bachya asks, can money actually give you security? Can money give you peace of mind? That's what you're looking for. But if a person thinks that if Hashem gives him sustenance, if Hashem gives you bountiful sustenance, Hashem gives you millions and billions of dollars, a person thinks that it will provide him with a sense of security from worldly concerns. Rabbeinu Bachya tells that is the absolutely wrong idea that you have. Riches do not provide you peace of mind of any sort. Even if Hashem were to give you millions of dollars right now as a security for the future avodas Hashem that you're going to do for Hashem, right? Who knows if you'll ever be able to use that money? Who knows if you'll ever be able to enjoy that money? Rabbeinu Bachya says further, first of all, this is because he cannot be sure that the money is going to remain with him. Quick pause here for just a moment. If this shiur is meaningful to you and you want to help support the channel, I've created a Patreon link and posted that in the description below. All right, now let's get back to our shiur. So if Hashem does give you right now $1 million, who says that next year you're going to have anything left of it? Right? There's a lot of things that can happen. And there's a lot of instances that we see that were wealthy people and they lost their money. So at some point they had a lot of money, enough to retire, and then years later or shorter time frame, they lost it all. Some mishap can occur to separate him from his money. It says, in midlife it will desert him. His wealth can desert him at a young age. Furthermore, the claim of people that by achieving the desire of material wealth, they will have peace of mind, is a false argument on the contrary. Because it could be a major cause of your worry and your distress and your physical ailments. What is that famous line we say? Marbeh nechasim, Marbeh dargas. What does that mean? On face value, we just know it means that the more you have, the more obligations you might have. But no, you really have so much more worry, so much less peace of mind. What you were looking for was that peace of mind. You just disregarded that peace of mind because Marbeh nechasim, Marbeh dargas means that the more assets, the more cash, the more you have to be concerned with every single day. So who said that by you being a solicitor of security deposits to Hashem, who said that when you ask Hashem for the big, huge deposit, and so that you could have the peace of mind, so that you could have the menuchas hanefesh to go ahead and sit and do more of avodas Hashem, who says that's actually going to happen? Clearly, from this fifth argument that we're making, is that you're asking Hashem for money, you're asking Him so that you can have that peace of mind. You are not going to necessarily have that peace of mind. As a matter of fact, you might increase your daily anxiety because the stock market's going to crash, real estate, the housing market, is taking a turn, the industries in general, whatever markets you're in, whatever business you're in is taking a turn. So who says that when you have a whole bunch more money and a whole bunch more assets, that you're going to have more peace of mind, easier time to live every single day, and so you can dedicate your time to avodas Hashem? That is the fifth argument, which is a false sense of security that we make with this individual. Thank you, everyone, for joining us all here today, and as always, I love you all.